Welcome back to the European Championships. Nedim Ramik versus Mikhail Lakov. So let's see if the audio works. A couple of really good safety shots from these two guys. Oh, that was a bit of a mistake from Nedim. Let's try and test the order. nearly fluked the red. Let's do another test. Decent little practice. Test. Good first frame here from Mikhail Larkov. Let's test again. One, two, three, test. Let's make a test. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Having some audio issues here. Really trying to get this to work. Testing. Nothing going through. Let's try audio test. Okay, I've just stopped the stream and started it again. For some reason, I can't actually hear what I'm doing. But Mr. Darius Goral says he can hear me. Score is now 9-1 on the frame. First frame has gone to Mikhailo Larkov. So if Darius can confirm that he can hear me, that's cool. But I'm just listening back on table 4, and I actually cannot hear myself via the stream on a secondary phone. Test 1, 2, 3.
Pitching ball. One.
Since I cannot hear myself, I'll do another test so you can hear it, Darius. But yeah, I hear I'm listening on wireless headphones that is connected to a secondary phone. Listening to the T4 on YouTube, and all I hear is the table. I don't hear myself. Usually, if the audio is correct, then I should hear myself after what 15, 20 seconds, and I'm hearing nothing. So the feed that you have displays me, but YouTube doesn't. Yeah, so you are definitely hearing me, but when I'm listening to a secondary phone from YouTube, there's no sound. That's what I don't understand. So the signals are gathering for you on what system you're sitting on, but it's not gathering on YouTube.
Four. Nineteen. 20.
Green.
Green ball. Twenty-nine. 30. 35. 43. Careful, 40. Brown ball. Foul on the list. 4.
All right. So I'm really sorry. There seems to have been an audio glitch on my end. Should be working now. If Darius can confirm. Score is 31-44.
7.
If that's the correct score, 32-44, then I will be here. Okay, I am finally back. As we take a look at this match between Mikhailo Larkov and Nedim Bramic. Just to see if the sync is on time. I am seeing Nedim, I should say, going for the brown now. And the sync seems on time, so I'll continue speaking. Very late welcome from me. My name is Daniel. I'm a snooker player from Denmark that is very known by Darius and his team. This year I'm not at the European Championships. My countryman is, however, William Bjergård, who's playing at 4 o'clock. While I'm sitting here in Denmark trying to comment on these matches. And that was a great double on the pink for Nedim. Score's now 1-1, obviously.
friend. Have a break. 1-0.
All right, we're ready for the third frame. Mikhailo Larkov, having done the break off there, a little bit different to some of the others. Closer to the corner. Probably just going to play the dump shot here. No, he actually went for it. Oh, I thought he was going to catch that red. That's a really good safety shot. Good length. Lots to think about here on this shot from Mikhailo. Oh, now the area around the black is really getting congested. Could turn into a tactical frame. Good pot, but obviously cue ball being that close to the cushion and that high of an angle of the blue, you'd think it's not the right shot to take on if he feels like he can't hold for anything. could also be an idea in trying to take in on the yellow. Pot that. It's not that difficult. You can get around 2 cushions for the red. Yeah, now he's a little bit in trouble, isn't he? Got a half ball contact where he probably wanted a full ball.
Six. Six.
Oh, what a pot. That's one of the top 3 shots I've seen today. Okay, so now at least Nedim is in. It's now a question how much he's going to score. Although he would have liked to have held that a little bit less than that, because now he's having to go out towards the cushion to get up for the blue. Have to use a lot more power and obviously risking the in off, but he did good.
7.
Nicely done. Good recovery. Not the best. There could be some thinking in trying to take on this plant as a shot to nothing and get the cue ball down towards the bulk area. Now he took the other one on. Oh, he's made a mess of it. Pink now out of commission and left a fair enough chance for Mikhail to score a couple of points. Red down into the left corner.
Six.
He's obviously not been that lucky on the split there. Is he really taking this on? Is there any value in it? Oh, what a shot. Loads of value when you hit it like that. Just on the right line of the blue as well. Brilliant. All right, it's a pot, but far off the positional mark. Underhit a bit. Looks like the long one. Yeah. Bit too big of a swing on that one. Gotten away with it though. Nothing easy there for his opponent. And just as I predicted, a little bit of a scrappy one right here because of the black being tied up the way it is. And he's completely misjudged that. Way too hard.
One.
Just had a wee lag there. Should be back. At least now the black is back into play, sort of. As soon as one of these guys finds a path for the two reds to the left, I feel that the black will open up again. Just about who's going to make the first mistake.
One. Round ball.
tit for tat kind of safety at the moment. But this will open up the frame a bit more. When this reds get removed, at least now the black pots it to the left corner as soon as that red at the cushion is being removed. But that's a good safety shot. Really congested area down on the left side of the table. Nedim is going to have a little bit of an issue to get back there unless he hits this perfectly thin. Oh, he thicked it. And he scored the blue. Not the kind of chances you need to give away. Take advantage. So many swings and roundabouts in this particular frame. Hard to pick a winner. Yeah, good pot that. Nicely on the blue. Just needs good position. Oh no, don't collide with the black and ruin it. Oof. That's still okay. But the pockets are very tight. They've been played on for a good week now. There you see. With that kind of speed, they're not really going in as easy anymore off the cushion. Oh, great long pot. Wee bit unfortunate with the cannon there. Very difficult black. Blind angle. But he's getting closer and closer to a 2-1 lead. Oh, foo, 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 foo. Wiped its feet. So just as red, one more black to make absolutely sure. I think he just wanted to get a bit more forward, obviously, but you could say he can pot the black and try and get the cue ball near the blue. So now what pot do you actually think is easier, the long blue or the thin cut black? Yeah, good shot. Is it? No. That held this line. It was a bit high all the time. I thought it might curl into the pocket, but it didn't. So it ain't completely over yet. Oh, I was just checking schedule and stuff in terms of like the knockout phases. Can't believe he's done that. Followed through. And he's actually conceded a frame. So Mikhailo Larkov gets a 2-1 lead. We'll be right back after the referees racked these balls. And I get a little bit of a refreshment. Be right back. And as I lean back in my chair again, we have the break off from Ramage. Bit short there, really. I'm sure Mikhailov is going to try and do this as a shot to nothing. It was always going to be a good safety if he didn't find a real potting angle. So, very good cue ball there. Oh, this could go into the pocket. Directly into the pocket, is it? No. Veered offline a tiny bit just at the end. And now that's a very, very tough save to get out of. Oh, he's hit that thick. He'll be very disappointed with that. Yeah, that's not the best of positional shot for the black. Needed an angle to go into the pack, but I think he's too straight here. So has to play on the loose one. It's just the fact that he kind of thinned the contact on the red a little bit, so he ran further. I was thinking he was going to thick hit it a little bit and then get the low angle on the black, but went wrong. But a good safety shot. Nice cue ball. That has gone massively wrong as well. Half a chance, at least for a pot, but position is going to be very difficult. Couple of cushion around, can he avoid? I could avoid the contact. That's nice. And he's all right. Green at least is not going to be a problem. Overhit by a country mile. He's not really finding the pace of this table yet. And we're 3 frames in. Should have adjusted a little bit by now. Mind you, there is a big difference between having played on the outside tables and getting to number 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are heated tables. So, difficult to adjust. Oh, Chinese on the black. Larkov has something to think about on that one. All right, he's done okay there. Not too bad of an outcome. very aggressive safety shot there, and the red is creeping over towards this corner pocket. And because he hasn't got the Chinese this time, Nedim has got a very good chance to score some points. Though there is a gap to negotiate. It's going to take some doing, but still, nice free chance at least here. Oh, thick hit totally. What is he going to leave? A very good chance there for Larkov. Okay, he's a little bit more hampered than I thought he was going to be. Didn't really foresee that that was going to be a problem. Now this red into the right corner is going to be the correct one to take on. And then play the position a bit passively, not too aggressively to the blue. Rather go down for brown or green into the right corner. Okay, he felt it wasn't a risk then. Not that it's the best shot ever, really. He's too straight on the blue. Now having to try and get back up near the ball area and see if he can find a position on either green, or could even still try and go for the blue. Yeah, again, very, very straight on this blue. Not a lot he can do, so break is going to end unless he really pulls out something from the hats. Obviously still a red into the left corner if he pulls back a little bit from the blue here. Yeah, that's not a good result either. I wonder if that red even passes anymore now. I don't think so. Yeah, he's playing the safety. But don't collide into the blue. Whatever you do, don't hit the blue. If that was one of John Virgo's trademarks, I'm sorry, but that's the mark he left on all of us. Rest in peace. For me, one of the 2 or 3 greatest commentators ever. Mr. Virgo. That's pretty okay. He's negotiated a gap there. Just a wee bit short for the pink. But at the very least, he's got the yellow. Can swing around a couple of cushions. He's got the cue power, so I'm not in any sort of doubt that he can do that. If he feels like it's not worth taking on the pink. But he is taking a pink. I'm just wondering where it spots, if it's going to be the blue spot. That's a good pot. So now, where does it end up? Oh, he feels there's room. Well, that's the high colours out of commission again. I like that strike. Very confident. Good backspin. Decent on both brown and green, but if he's aggressive enough, he could try and go for the black. Get that on the blue spot. No, he's waiting. And that's pretty good as well. I say so. He's actually... I thought he was going to get a bit more of an angle. A bit unlucky there to not get just a little bit more angle. So having to take on this extra risky red. Okay, he's decided to give it a bit of a whack, and that was perfect because the pink is in play again. He's not too bad on the green to screw back for the reds. So that's what he's going for, but he's stunning it instead. A bit of a stun screw. That's good. Perfect on the red. A little bit of backspin on his red, and he gets what I think is the perfect cannon for the black into the right bulk corner.
15.
Needed a little bit less power than that. The black is now very tough along the cushion.
60.
A negative angle on the brown, I think. If he has to play the brown, maybe the backspin, Neil Robertson style. Is that what we're looking at? Exactly that. Look at the cue power again. Just unlucky. You really are trusting the arc of the cue ball there, and that it's going to avoid the colors on the way back. Frustrating. Oh, what a recovery shot. That is brilliant.
21.
Again, wee bit unfortunate to not land any better. So is he just going to do the roll-up? Yes, he is. Nice to see that he's not going to have a whack at the black or anything like that. Just be patient, play the right safety shot, the way forward. Not the best of cue balls. It's quite far from the cushion, but I think we'll see Nedim going for the safety here yet. No crazy attempts on a long pot. And he's now obviously forcing Larkov to develop these reds. Yeah, we're a bit unfortunate with the outcome. The red just creeping over the right corner there. Yeah, that's no good. Potted a red and took a red out of commission. And at the same time, not really landing nicely on either of the colours. I need a great shot to get this in. I think he's just going to accept the fate that he's going to have to play the safety here. Seemed to cue a little bit across that one. I think that was the pot attempt, but obviously it ended up being a bit more like a shot to nothing. Another colour out of commission there. But that's a good long pot. What about the cue ball though? Green potable with the rest. Cue ball could go around in a couple of cushions and land on that red just below the pink possibly, but he decides not worth the effort. That's a bit careless, honestly. Should have locked him in behind the blue, make it very difficult for Larkov. Instead, he's got a shot to nothing here. Now his cue ball is way better. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one to sort out properly. Let's look at the positives. The blue is more in play now, basically. That was a horrible safety shot. The only thing I can think of there is that maybe the cue sort of grazed the cushion and gripped a little bit, and that can then change your aim right as you deliver. That has given a chance for his opponent near him. Careful not to use the arm to foul on the blue. Bit of an awkward position there, so it was a tough shot. Very fortunate there. That kiss could have ended up way, way worse than it did. Black back into play. An easy shot on it now, whoever gets the chance. Rather than it being on the cushion. Goodies right there. Slow kill this. And land on the black. Well, not slow kill, but stunned it in with good power. Perfect on the black. It should be quite easy to get the right angle on the red. With the correct stun and a little bit of right-hand side here. Possibly develop 2 reds, maybe. That's what he's tried. Wow. 4 or 5 wobbles. Cue ball stays out. Now he's got a somewhat okay shot here to actually land maybe closer to the green. He did a bit different than I thought he was, but good cue ball. Once again, he's hit that cross double quite thick. The double kisses on if he doesn't do this correctly, so be careful. He's hit it pretty good. What about the yellow, though? Nothing possible, though. Better pace on the cue ball this time. Really, really good cue ball. Only a shot to nothing really on here. But it's so dangerous, he's probably not going to go for it. And again, he's 19 points up. So it's not really him that needs to take the chances. Can't believe that's what he played. Cushion first, was it? That must have been a miss hit. Yeah. Momentum has gone a bit dead right now for Larkov. As he drops his water there as well, but he sits still. He's not going to pick it up and disturb his opponent, so he's going to wait until opponent has actually shot his shot. That's good style. If he's even going to pick it up. No, he's going to wait. Again, not really feeling the table. I don't understand why he tried to do it with the direct stun, because it's usually more difficult. If he'd done that with topspin, it arcs a little bit, goes around the 2 cushions. But he's still sort of okay on this. Oh, struggles in. That to make the frame safe, I should say. Just dropped the black in, and he's got 2 all. So he'll be somewhat satisfied, considering that he was looking like maybe going down 3-1 at some point. But he's definitely won this one with good few shots here at the end.
7.
Taking no chances with a hard hit. He's just making sure the red drops the right way to do it. And yeah, the frame has been conceded by the opponent. 2 all. I'll be right back after a quick comfort break. And then we take a look at some of the match results that we've had today. Straight back on it. Frame 5. And again, he's actually choosing to do that variant with the cue ball closer to the corner. So it must be by design. And a complete miss hit from Nedim. Not good for the frame that the black has ended up there. I suggest a re-rack, but obviously the referee will say no thank you. And at the very least, the black is back into play. Much, much better for the frame overall. And while they're playing the safety shots, let's take a look at some of the matches that has gone on today. This morning, we had Stephen Wardrobber taking a good lead of 3-0, I think it was, before Matway Lagotsinski came back to force a decider. Crazy match, that. That obviously means that my Danish compatriot, William Bjergård, is going to meet Stephen Wardrobber in the last 32 at 4 o'clock today. And the reason for that, without any match for William Bjergård, was that his opponent, David Nistor, unfortunately didn't show up. So he was basically defaulted, and William went on to the last 32 without a match. Not really the best of conditions in terms of you obviously want to have a little bit of a table time, make some breaks, get ready and strong for the next match. So not the kind of victory that William would like to have. He would like to be out there battling right now, obviously. But good luck to him in the next round. And then looking down the schedule, it looks like there's been some fairly tight matches with Peplov and Richardson and Skalski and Vidal. And then a bit more one-sided with Fulker playing with Dan Layson. Layson, a fairly good player from what I've seen and remember. And now that means that because of that Layson victory and Lucas Kleckers having beaten Artem Shurchikov, we're going to have Kleckers and Dan Layson in a quite high-scoring match, I should predict. They can play some brilliant snooker and make high breaks, those two. Good 100-plus breakers. Looking a bit further down, an absolute thumping from Robin Hall to Enis Bakirci, Turkish player that I know a little bit about. This means that Maltese Aaron Busatil is going to be playing Robin Hall. Could be a tighter match than what it looks on paper. Robin Hall is obviously a former top 32 player and fighting for his place back on the tour again, so good luck to him for that. And then, of course, early on as well, Simon Lichtenberg had a nice, powerful victory over Tadisha. So this means that Lichtenberg will be playing Anton Kazakov, who's on fire again this morning. Made some very good breaks and an 80-plus in the first frame, I think it was. So that's going to be a great matchup as well. And then compared to, I think last year or the year before, Petr Sudorenko, who didn't qualify from the group, I think it was, is now in the last 32 and playing legendary Peter Lyons, ex-professional. So that'll be a good learning experience from him, or for him, I should say. My advice, though, to Sudorenko is calm down, and be able to relax, because Peter is one of the more deliberate players that play a little bit slow. That means you need to be able to sit and have that same sort of aura and not panic in the chair. Then maybe he could tease Peter Lines a little bit. And a really one-sided one further down the list when I'm looking. Ladislav Gradinari beat Alfie Davies 4-1. And Alfie Davies is one of the better players from Wales, so bit surprised it was that one-sided, but then again, Vladislav is growing as a player. And then last match I can see in this top half of the draw, Craig Steadman and Michael Collum are going to be running into each other. England versus Scotland after a crazy Steadman victory that was 4-3 over Philip Brown, and Michael Collum had a much more comfortable victory 4-1 over Sam Thomas. I didn't actually predict that because Sam was looking really good in terms of his seeding in the tournament, but Michael must have found some really good play there. So some exciting matches in the weights here. And I would say Craig Steadman, Michael Collum is definitely one of those where you probably can't pick a winner. If he's just had that good of a victory, Michael Collum, you'll be very, very confident going into that. So, yeah, exciting matches to look forward to today. And as I just tune into watching the stream again, I see a little bit of a brain fart there from Larkov. I will say, though, this year he looks a little bit more unconcentrated. The focus is not completely there. He's missing a few more easy balls than I remember from last year. Ironically, he was the one who knocked out William Bjergård, my Danish compatriot. And he was firing there like 3 breaks over the 70 mark, and he looked really focused, and here, not really that focused. Yeah, good double kiss on that red. If he's able, is he? Maybe not. That might actually be too low, so it's covering. Yeah, okay. Not a good shot then. My bad. What it does seem for me like Mr. Larkov is one of those that is like an occasion player, and he seems to thrive against the better players. And I think, without being disrespectful, Nedim is sort of dragging Larkov a little bit down to his level. Like, the focus is gone. That could be dangerous if he wants to have any hopes of that tour card, Mr. Larkov. Obviously, on paper, this is a match where we know that Larkov is the better player on paper, but the way he's playing right now, I mean, Nedim could actually go and do something about that. Trusting the table there. Unfortunately, table 4 does have a little bit of deviation from left to right on the center of the table. I noticed that yesterday obviously these tables are set up and then they settle. There's not always you can really control it. So that was a very trusty shot off the table. And this gives a chance to Nedim here to put a bit of pressure back on Mikhail. That's a really good positional shot. That's the first time I've seen him control the backspin shots and not overpower them a bit. Yeah, if you're in doubt of what to do, just get up again, start your routine one more time like he just did. Honestly there, that was probably one of the few times you'd like to be a little bit low on the black instead of high. Because now I'm not sure he can avoid the contact, so maybe just slow roll this in. Exactly like that. Maybe not that slow. Needs a steady technique there. Oh, that's a good recovery. It's not perfect on the black, but it's still doable. The fact that he even got the shot on these tight pockets. After a week's play, they've played really, really tight along the cushion. Yeah, good clean pot on the black. Now, how to get a position on one of the high-valued colours. Thing there was he's a right-hander, and if he wants to play the perfect position on the red to get down back towards the black, he was going to leave himself on these reds with more like a left-handed approach. So that's why he has to go up for Bulgaria, and it looks absolutely perfect for the brown. I was about to say, but it's just slowed up a tiny bit. Green, the better one for the positional shot, I think. Slightly more difficult angle, though. Remember, don't overpower this. Don't underpower it either. There might actually be an idea in doing the plant here with the rest. A little bit easier as a contact point. And the cue ball could go around as like a shot to nothing. No, he's playing the safety. Unfortunate that it was that slow of an approach on the green, because it just obviously ruined a chance for a big break here. Not that good of a cue ball, so this leaves the shots nothing on if he feels like it. Although that looks mighty thin. No, it's good. Bit of a cross cue. But what about the cue ball? Yeah, not good. Good pot though. Now, very important, if he's not hampered by the knuckle there, just half ball hit on the green, left hand spin and get the cue ball behind the brown. About that. Yeah, good shot. Very, very good cue ball. Good patience.
Foul. Miss. Yeah, ball.
Replacement there not too far off. Better pace. What about the line? I think it's going to miss. It is.
Foul.
Yeah, he's not confident. He's going to send that back to his opponent. Tough shot to the center pockets, and the pockets here are mighty tight on the middles. Don't know what they're discussing exactly. But now, no. The very, very first shot, he was basically in a straight line with a brown. What are they doing? Let me go back to the first one. On the very first one, the white ball was ever so slightly to the left of the brown in the centered line of the table. So this means it has to be put back about a full ball width. That's the wrong placement by quite a lot. Oh, no. I feel bad for the referee here because it doesn't look like he's the strongest of the ones in terms of replacing. Now yellow and green has to go back, and that's a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, that's obviously completely wrong. I don't know why there's nobody in the audience that can sit and watch the live stream back and they just show the phone to the referee. Guess what you could say is that at least the green, now that's getting closer, but it's not there. But yeah, what I was about to say is that at least they're potable. They're not in difficult positions where it could have like a mega outcome on the frame. But the placement of the cue ball has to be nearly in line with the brown towards the black spot. Just ever so slightly, a couple of millimeters. Yeah, that's more correct on the green though. But cue ball is definitely not correct. Oh well, good knuckle there. A bit of a whack on the cue ball was needed. And good for the referee. He doesn't have to muck about with that shot again. I was about to say, what if he misses the red? But he's done all right. Once again, A safety shot gone a bit wrong for Larkov there. Cue ball, so-so, but the fact that the red has gone over the pocket, yeah, gives a chance, but it's virtually dead straight, this. Yeah, couldn't really avoid that knuckle, it seemed. But it's the kind of wobble that you'd like to see for Nedim there. He's landed nicely on the black. Larkov, obviously, of another idea there. Not really happy about that. But it was his own doing. He left that shot for his opponent. Decently on the red there as well. Pot that, get the green back on his spot.
Nine. Wow.
Very close to stealing another frame here. I'm sure this wasn't in the cards for Larkov when coming to this match. He probably had thoughts that it was going to be a bit more comfortable of a possible victory, but Nedim has had some other plans here. Good pot on the red as well. Just making sure and trusting the table there. Yeah, he's going to concede the frame, I think. He is. I definitely didn't look at this scoreline and think that was going to be possible, but that just proves if you don't show up on a match, it's going to be very, very difficult. That's a crap. Right, we have the 6th frame going. Immediate chance here for Larkov. Yeah, good pot. Great position on the black as well. A little bit unfortunate to land as straight as he has. But at least he's got the cue power to spin this back around one cushion. A little bit of low right on the cue ball and land on that singular red into the right corner. Decides to go around 2 cushions though, it seems. To the center pocket. But he's just done that a wee bit too much. Almost no sense in taking on the red into the center pocket because he's going to be in a bad position for the black, I feel. Yeah. Okay, can still cut it, but would have to play this with inside English, risking the pot itself just to get position. So what is he going to do? Just take the black and play safe after that? Nope. He took it on with the inside English like I suggested. And you see the result of it. Yeah, sad to see that he's gone down a little bit in level. Very tough. Very, very tough out there.
Thank you.
Oh, that's a very good line, that. How's the speed? Perfect speed. Best safety shot of the match so far. Referee just taking a look at the angle. How much the gap is as well. He's just checking whether or not he feels like he can leave something on if he rolls up onto it. Oh, is that a hit and hope? Nope. He's decided to see if he can land on something and not make a shot for his opponent, but he's a bit short, so yeah, we'll probably take that back again. I don't know why he's even looking at it. So basically have it replaced right away. There's never going to be a shot there that was any more fun than unfun. This shot is going to be for Larkov. Now, change of plan or it's the same? Bit more speed. He's going to get the completely wrong red, though. Don't think that's the red he played on, but it's worked out okay. Now, actually, depending on how much of a gap there is next to the pink, he could end up behind a green again by the thin clip here. 3 cushions, exactly like this. pretty good angle again. Just a bit too pacey. Gonna leave at least a safety shot for Larkov, but at least he was trying to lock him up again. Foul and a miss there. Now, does he feel his safety is good enough for him to take on the shot himself? He did do a thin clip earlier on the other side. But no, I like this. I like this a lot. That's a very good angle. It's just a bit pacey. But again, it's pretty good safety play from these two at the moment. That's forced a mistake from Nedim. Been fairly lucky that he's not left one of those into the left. Oh no. Oh no. We don't need that. No more reds in front of the black, really. But it's a pretty good safety shot. Cue ball is perfect. And if this is going to be a whack with backspin. All right. We're now going to have a couple more reds near the black, but it's still possible. But it's starting to become critical for the frame as a whole. Oh, nearly the same good angle again on the green. Oh, watch out. Yeah, that was always the danger if you hit it a little bit thin.
Foul.
Constellation of 4 balls there near the corner. Not what he wanted. So now what? All right, so at least he's decent on a black here. And you can shoot this in with a little bit more pace than the rolling pace, and he's been all right there to be on the center of the table. But I would like to see him get the red away from the corner immediately with backspin. Try and develop 2 or 3 of those. Can't understand why he's playing it with topspin though. That makes no sense. It had to be backspin. If you play that with proper backspin, it's going to career off the reds, and you're going to see the backspin sip off after that first contact. But with topspin, he was always going to be dead there. Now I have to play a good safety again. Interesting that all the reds, lower quarter left of the table is all reds. Needs a good long pot here. Oh, look at that top spin. All right, a break of 2. You don't see that too often. But he's brilliant on the pink. It definitely seems like Larkov understands the spin of the cue ball a bit better than Nedim. And for that reason, we've got him in with a little bit of a chance here to make a few points. Why? I don't understand it. I really don't.
Yellow ball.
Definitely not the right shot there. Could have just potted it into the center pocket and landed a little bit low on the pink or high on the black. Instead, he chose to find a gap, and that gap obviously really wasn't there. Too difficult. Oh, but he's picked out a good one there. But desperately unfortunate. Maybe try and get the cue ball in behind the brown. No. In behind the green. Oh, good shot. Very, very good shot. Judged it to perfection. I thought that was going to be a bit more tough than actually getting behind the brown, but he's gonna make Larkov lose his patience a little bit there. Understandable. He's not had a lot going for him for the last 2 or 3 frames, so obvious frustration. But it just shows you, even though Nedim probably on paper isn't the better player of the two, he has the better patience. So now, how much can he make of this? It's a pretty good chance. All 3 high-valued colours are definitely in play. It's just about navigating the cue ball. A little bit far with the cue ball there if he's gone for the pink, but still potable. Is developing the 3 reds? Oh, brilliant shot. Brilliant shot. Should have enough space there to pot the reds. Now, does he do top spin or back spin? Yeah, that was never going to be... That was never going to be easy, but... Black is still potable, but it's a very, very acute angle. Another good safety, maybe. Down behind the brown. No, he's going for the pink into the center pocket, and he's got it. Nice. I do actually like that shot because he sort of felt he was going to only leave 1 red. And even then it was going to be that difficult. Especially for Larkov at the moment. He's probably weighed the percentages up and down and thought he was always going to... Oh, that's unlucky though. But yeah, he probably thought that Larkov was not going to be able to take on that red and get it. And he's taken it into his own hands. Unfortunately, he's been a bit too passive on that long pot. So, Larkov, this is your chance. I like that long pot. That was really good. He's going to be okay for the safety here. Now it's his turn to show the patience. Call the green as well. Just checking to see if it's touching ball. All right, he's called touching ball. Larkov smiling to his family, I think. Just obviously saying now it's his turn to be in a tough snooker.
Oh. Yes. Oh, go back. They play from there.
What on earth? I'm just looking back on the replay because it looked like Nedim called foul on himself. Let me zoom in on the green. Yeah, it just moved. Great sportsmanship because the referee didn't seem to notice. And I'm not sure that Larkov himself did when it was. But then obviously Larkov missed the red out of nowhere, really. But yeah, good sportsmanship for Nedim. Now this should be unmissable. Oh no. Oh, he was about to cause chaos for himself there. Should have potted a bit cleaner so that they were able to stay over the pocket, but no damage. He's perfect on the black. The red stopped in time. And now, this really should be to force the decider. Oh. Nearly again. Stopped just in time. Perfect on the black. Oh, but he's hampered himself. This is the one thing he was not allowed to do. Shouldn't cause trouble, but still, he's not going to be perfect on the black now, I think. He's having to use a lot more power now to land on the black, but cue ball should be going just underneath the middle pocket. And then there's a chance he could drop in behind the yellow directly. Exactly like he's done there, but it's not hard enough. So we're going to have a little bit of safety while Nedim is obviously going to try his best to claw back and avoid any sort of deciding frame. But he's going to be in deep, deep trouble here because Mikhail has done a great safety shot. How quickly the momentum can swing. Basically 2 frames, Larkov has looked like absolutely nothing, and now he's looking like he's forcing the decider. It looked like a 4-2 victory at some point. Very close to forcing this decider, isn't he? Okay, green and brown out of commission, but just pot the yellow and make sure of the snookers at some point. But right now, tough safety battle between these two. Not a good shot. Now just make absolutely sure of the yellow. Don't try to develop anything. Well, be careful you don't pot the brown. You don't want that. Yeah. And don't make a foul either. So how hard is he going to hit this? You see how lined they were? Could have gone in if he'd shot that any harder. So cleverly decided not to try and go around two cushions in behind the black. Just a thin hit and avoid the potential in-off with the brown. Is he going to get lucky with the green behind the blue? He is. So it's not over yet. So this to force the decider. Smack right in the heart of the pocket. Yeah. This frame is over, but our lad here is going to try. I can't see it happening. Yeah, surely now it is going to be over. The obligatory pot into the center pocket. Don't scratch with the cue ball, by the way. Yeah, good stuff. Just make sure you don't make a foul and force need him to continue. Yeah, there he secures the decider. Okay, on overall play, it didn't really look like it was going to be a decider because Mikhail has been a little bit under the weather. But I think, yeah, he's not scratching. That's good. But obviously the frame is over. We take a quick comfort break, all of us, and then we come back for this really exciting decider between these two players. 3-all, right back after this mini break. Deciding frame between these two players. Nedim Ramic and Mikhailo Larkov. Not a good break-off. Gives an immediate half chance here for Nedim. First block basically goes to Nedim. But he would obviously have hoped for it to be more like a pint of blood rather than a drop. But didn't get good position from the ball colours. And now he's in trouble again. Just shorter pace. Yeah, that's pretty spot on. Not too far off. Oh, this looks hard enough. Yep, just about. Hasn't left anything easy. Or anything, to be fair. Can't be room for this one into the green pocket, can it? Nah. In behind the black with the cue ball here. Just a bit soft. Leaves more options here for Larkov. Oh, he's that much too thin. But he should definitely feel very, very lucky that he didn't do any worse there. A bad shot that turned into a good shot, because that was one way he should have definitely left that red. And a disastrous outcome here for Nedim, failing to secure the snooker. Yeah, good long pot, but cue ball gone a little bit astray again. Oh, good recovery. Needs to rest for this. Maybe even the spider. Yeah, spider is the correct choice there. Either that or swan neck. So ideal position here. Yeah, I like the fact that he took that cannon. That was the correct shot. And he's landed perfect. Now, he's not made any big breaks in this match at all.
60.
What a time to do it if you were to do it now.
70.
He's still all right here, even though he came up with a little bit of a high angle onto what he wanted, but just played this softly, beyond a black again. Yeah, perfect. Just off straight. Can play this with a little bit of backspin, low right.
25. Two. Three. One.
Yeah, he's starting to find the pace of the table. Near perfect again. To think that for most of the match he's looked a bit like a shell of himself. This is brilliant. Really, really brilliant. The one red on the pink spot obviously goes. Is he straight enough so he can follow through for the black? He's lining up for that. Oh no. Needed more topspin and he's played a bit more like a stun almost. Bad luck. Is he going to go for the pot or just play the safety? Obviously should play the safe. Yeah, good boy. No chances. So, the on-paper favourite in the match. Showing his class there with a good break of 60. Or 57 it was. But anyways, the point of this is that you really hope that that this frame doesn't go into like a safety battle for too long. It'd be nice to see a good clean break from either of them clearing up. Oh, but that's not a good cue ball. He's not been fortunate enough with the Chinese this time like he was earlier. But how good is his long potting? Oh, good long pot. Very, very good. Under this kind of pressure, that's brilliant. He's nice on the pink. And if he stops the cue ball about where it is there, right into the right center pocket. One ball at a time. Yeah, good pot. Now, important that he finds out whether or not he's brave enough to play this with a bit of power up towards the bold colours. He's probably going to take the red underneath the pink now if there's room for it. Don't know whether or not there is. He seems to think there isn't. Does he feel he can roll over? I don't know what he tried there. Maybe top left and then get the pink into the left corner, but still all right. But the shot after the pink will be a bit difficult. Trusting the table. And he's obviously hoped that he was going to land low enough on that red, but it doesn't look like it's happened. Red on the cushion, maybe it's a shot to nothing. Cue ball down towards the small colours. Yeah, that's what he's tried. He needed to make sure that it wasn't going to stay over the pocket, but it has. Ooh. Nearly angles Larkov there. He can just about still see the red. Oh, imagine if he'd actually done that. Larkov got away with one there. Yeah, great pot. Great pot. Decent enough position as well. Don't know how much he wants to put into this in terms of like a clearance, or if he's just going to pick the points that are there. But obviously, blue is the favourite to go around a couple of cushions, land on the red into the left centre pocket and secure the match basically there. The green basically demands a little bit more power of you, and it's the easier pot. So what do you do? Slightly more difficult pot, easier position? Or easier pot, harder position?
Green ball.
Yeah, he's going for the green. Bit more power needed. Yeah, great shot. I think he secured himself the match there with that shot. And a great break to start as well. 57 in a match where he hasn't really scored anything all over, really. So, nice this. He's put himself into the next round there. I think he'll be mighty relieved as he was down and looking like he was going to lose the match 4-2 at one point, but forced the decider. And there's a second chance, I think, in this particular frame. He made a great break of 57.
Five.
So from not really having shown anything, he showed everything in this frame. Just like I said, he is a bit of like an occasion player. He thrives when he's under pressure. And he's definitely showed what he can do in his frame. It's good luck in the next round, mate. Hope that the fire is burning from frame one in the next one, because he looked a bit lethargic in the first couple of frames in this one. But he's finished off so well. Oh, no 40-plus break in the end, so he could have had that. Anyways, shake of hands, and yeah, best of luck to the Ukrainian in the next one. Mr. Larkov, great play in the last frame. Commiserations to Nedim. Me personally, I'll be back on the table a little bit later. I will just go for a quick comfort break and see what's up next. Stick around and check a look at the other matches as well. There are some crackers on right now. And I'll be back on the mic a little bit later for the next match.